Really hammer on it. Good evening, or good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you are. So I'm going to do a video on making Canister Damascus by hand. So it's going to be done in a 2" by 2" square tube, 1/8 thick wall. Okay, so cut it just shy of that. And then I'll make another piece that's just a little bit smaller, and then I'll grind off one edge so that it'll get in the inside so I can pack it down. Going over the dimensions, I forgot to say, so I did say 2 by 2 by 1/8 wall, 4" long. That has been the best for me. That works the best. I figure if I go any longer, I think I did do a 5" one once, and it didn't turn out as good. I had cracks on the ends. I couldn't get enough compression. So 4" long, it works good for me. I clean up the steel before I weld it on. I got to clean up the ends here as well. Having clean steel to weld is a lot better. For welding with the torch, I just find it's easier when the sides are all cleaned up. Then I run into less problems that way. So let's get welding. Alright, that was probably one of the fastest times I've welded. Must mean I'm getting better at it. It is looking better, in my opinion. A little more neater. But for all the welders out there, probably not so much. I think I'm going to get the other side cut and ready to go. Oh, I got it painted. Has to be white paint. I'm going to make a lid for it, and it's going to squeeze down in there. And I'm going to clean up the sides a little bit so that it's able to be welded in there without causing any problems. So I got my canister, and I've got my powder, which is 1084 powder from Maritime Knife Supply. I have drill bit shavings. I've got a bag full of those. It's mild steel. This is not going to be turned into a knife, so I'm thinking maybe use the drill bit shavings up, because they're mild steel anyways. So drill bit shavings I think will be the choice for this can. Kind of break them into smaller pieces a little bit. Okay, I'm just finishing off the top here. The more tapping, the better, because then you really get it into all the crevices. Hold it down with my hold down tool on my anvil. Okay, I got it welded up. This was one of my worst bad welds. So I didn't have the acetylene high enough, so it wasn't getting hot enough. We're gonna need a nice big fire for this canister to get it nice and hot. In she goes. I'm just getting it up to a yellow. Quickly need the whole thing yellow. Hard to do, but I got it just about there. Done a couple heats now. Okay, still a little yellow. I'm gonna really hammer on it. Okay, next heat I'm gonna get more of the sides and the corners. Okay, really hammer on it. Okay, going in for another heat. So it looks like it's pretty good. I'm gonna get it out now and mess around with that. So it's not welded to the sides, so it should slide out. But I think I might have to widen up the sides a little bit. I'll stick it back in the fire. It's jiggling. Okay, I think I'm finally getting it out. And it is in one piece, yes! But tomorrow's job will be grinding it up and seeing if there's any cracks in it. So far, I'm really surprised. This looks like my most successful piece so far. Now I'm going to take this piece of what came out of the canister, and I'm going to grind it down and so that I can see all of the sides, see if there's any cracks. So I'm going to grind this seam from the canister out. I'm going to grind all these marks out that I made with the angle grinder. Going to grind all the scale off so I can inspect it and make sure there's no cracks in it. Because if there's even a little bit of cracks, I take it back to the forge, those cracks will become bigger. So, and I don't want that. So I just got to make sure to inspect it all, make sure there's no cracks. So I sanded it down on this end to 400 grit on the belt grinder. And now I'm just going to do a test etch. And I checked for some cracks. It didn't look too hard, but looking right now, I'm not seeing any. So this is probably the most successful billet I have ever made out of Canister Damascus. First one, I had to cut off quite a chunk, grind into it. Second one, there was quite a bit I had to grind off. Not as much, just mostly at the ends. This one, I just ground off corners, ground the ends flat, and then just did what I can right in these low spots, just so I can see if there's any cracks. Now I'm just going to dip it in the acid up to about here or so, to where I'll sanded it up to 400, and see what we can reveal with the pattern. Check this out. Focus. There we go. Look at that. You can see the spirals of the drill bit shavings. That is cool. It's having troubles focusing. I like that. That's super cool.